These are the instructions for the closer stationary pass. To set up this event, you are going to need a good spot that is at least 6 feet wide. So the first thing you're going to do to set up this event is you're going to find a spot on the ground and you're going to mark the spot on the ground. From there, you are going to measure 6 feet and then mark the next spot on the ground. To do this event, the volunteer and the athlete should stand in their respective spots, as you will see in a second. Then the athlete, starting with the ball, will pass the ball to the volunteer, and then the volunteer will pass the ball back to the athlete. This will be completed 5 separate times. To score this event, the athletes will receive 2 points for hitting the volunteer in the hands with the pass, regardless of whether the volunteer catches the ball or not. As long as the athlete hits the volunteer in the hands, they receive 2 points. On the pass back from the volunteer to the athlete will receive 2 points for catching the pass back, or they will receive 1 point for dropping the pass when it comes back to them. Now, if you guys would go take your spots, we have our coach or our volunteer that's going to go to his spot, and our athlete is going to go to her spot on the ground. And when they're ready, the athlete will pass to the coach, and the coach will pass back. Go ahead, Rochelle. So far they would have received 2 points for each pass caught, since neither of them dropped the ball. Okay, go ahead. These are the instructions for the assisted speed dribble. In order to set up this event, the first thing you're going to want to do is find a spot where it is at least 2 yards wide, and you're going to want to mark that spot. As you can see here, we've used cones. So we've set 1 cone, taken a tape measure actually, even though I just took steps. We took a tape measure, measured 2 yards wide, and then this is going to be our ending line. From there, you'll want to measure 10 yards, and when you get to 10 yards, you'll want to make another gate, or your starting line, that is 2 yards wide as well. Now, in order to complete this event, we're going to have the athlete and the assistant line up at the starting line. As this is the assisted speed dribble, volunteers, coaches, or assistants can go through this course with the athletes in order to provide support. Now, the athlete and the coach will line up at the starting line, and their goal is to get from the starting gate to the ending line as fast as possible while still dribbling the basketball. If they lose control of the basketball, the athlete or the assistant can go and retrieve the basketball, but the clock continues to run. Now, in order to score this event, there is a chart available, so make sure you go and look at the chart in the rule book that is available on the Special Olympics Montana website or with your coach. Now, one thing to note as you complete this event is that coaches or assistants that are helping with this event need to be wearing a mask if they are within 6 feet of an athlete. The athletes do not need to wear the mask as they complete this event. Now, for athletes utilizing a wheelchair, so our athletes who aren't going to be dribbling and walking, athletes utilizing a wheelchair, you will do 2 pushes for every 2 dribbles as you complete this event until you finish the course. So Heather and Rhoda are going now to show us how to do the assisted speed dribble. So go ahead and begin when you guys are ready. As you can see, Rhoda provides assistance for Heather if she needs it, but she's doing a great job. And then, based on the time it took Heather to complete that course, you would use the chart in the rule book to write down Heather's score. Good job, guys. these are the instructions for the garbage can shot. To set up this event, the first thing you are going to need is a 32-gallon garbage can, similar to what you would find in a school or an industrial setting. Now, to complete the setup, you're going to want to place that garbage can directly under the center of the hoop. From there, using a tape measure, you are going to want to measure 5 feet to the side of the hoop. So we've taken 5 feet, and from there, to find the first spot, you're going to want to move 3.5 feet up. Once you've moved up 3.5 feet, mark that spot on the ground. The next spot, you're going to move 1.5 feet up. When you've moved up 1.5 feet, mark that spot. To find the next spot, you are going to move up 1.5 feet again and mark that spot. So you now have 3 shooting spots on this side of the hoop. So next, you'll want to go back to your garbage can, and from the center of your garbage can or your hoop, you'll want to measure 5 feet to the other side of the hoop that you just got done measuring from. From there, you'll want to measure 3.5 feet up, and once you find that spot, mark that spot on the ground. Next, you'll want to measure 1.5 feet up, mark that spot. Then, measure 1.5 feet again, and mark that spot. So now you have 3 shooting spots on this side of the hoop as well, for a total of 6 spots. 3 shooting spots here, and 3 shooting spots here. So your event is now set up. To complete this event, you're going to have the athlete take 2 shots from each spot. So in total, your athlete will take 12 different shots because they're taking 2 shots from all 6 spots. Now, to score this event, the athlete will receive 2 points for every shot they make inside of the garbage can. They'll receive 2 points for every shot made from this spot and this spot. So the closest spots, they get 2 points for every make. They receive 3 points for every make that comes from the middle spot. And they receive 4 points for every make that comes from the furthest spot. Now, one thing to keep in mind is if they don't make the shot, but they still hit the garbage can, they receive 1 point for hitting the garbage can and not making the shot. If they take the shot and miss the shot and miss the garbage can, they receive 0 points. Now, another thing to note is athletes can bounce the ball into the garbage can for this event if they desire. For this event, it's also going to be optional to utilize a coach to retrieve the shots and hold the garbage can to make sure the garbage can doesn't fall over as the athlete shoots the ball. But remember, if there's a coach handling the ball at any point, such as rebounding or taking the ball out of the garbage can and passing it back to the athlete, the coach needs to be wearing gloves, and we need to always be disinfecting the ball between every athlete. Now, if the coach, so Tashina is going to be our coach, if the coach is at least maintaining a social distance of 6 feet from the athlete, they do not need to wear a mask for this event. If at any point the coach is going to be within 6 feet of the athlete, they do need to wear their mask. Okay, so now we're going to have Pam, who's going to be serving as our athlete, take a shot from every single spot. So the ball went in. Good job, Pam. With the ball going in, she would receive 2 points. So Pam then move up to the next spot, and she would take her next shot. And since she missed that shot, I'm not sure if the camera picked it up, she would receive 0 points. And Pam move up to the next spot then, and she would take a shot. And she made that one in, so she would get 2 points again. All right, Pam, so switch over here to the next, or she would receive 4 points for that one. Sorry, since that was from the furthest line. Okay, so Pam will start at the closest line and take a shot. And in that case, where she hit the basket but it didn't go in, she would receive 1 point. So take a step back, Pam. There you go. She's now at the middle spot. She shot it and made it. Nice job. So with that make, she would get 3 points since that was made from the middle spot. Take a step back. And that one was going to go over before Tashina hit it. So for the miss and not hitting the back, or not hitting the hoop, she would receive 0 points for that shot. So after she has done that from each spot, you would have her go do it from every spot one more time.